What's going on, guys? Let's go back with another Shadowlands video. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing really well. Listen, we got a treat today. We've got a video on the new build that I've been experimenting with. So I've been experimenting with a whole bunch of builds now. We've got double legendaries. People are starting to get their tier set bonuses. Not me, of course, because that's just the way it goes. The tier set bonuses are not as significant in terms of the build diversity as double legendaries are. Now that we have double legendaries, the build diversity has kind of gone like way up, like through the roof. So the one I want to start with today, I'm going to be producing a bunch of videos on different builds that we're trying out, which combinations are good, what's working out really well. The one I want to start with today is, of course, Skybreakers for Enhancement Shaman. I had somebody, I think, in chat the other day. They were like, yesterday, sorry, they were asking, they were like, what do you mean Skybreakers for Enhance? It doesn't work for Enhance, and it does. People don't think it does because it has an elemental component to it, which is that it reduces the cooldown of Fire Elemental. But what we're looking at here is essentially just the component that says Flame Shock has a 50% crit now. That's what we want. We're just giving Flame Shock 50% more crit. That's all the legendary does. And it would sound like that's not super amazing. You might think to yourself, well, that's such a small bonus to be giving to your kit that it's like, compared to Witch Doctor Wolfbones or PLA or Doomwinds, it feels like it would be not as good. But because of double legendaries now, it is part of this build that I'm working on today. So grab your coffee, kick back. Let me show you exactly what the build is. There is a VOD that I'm going to get to. There is dungeon footage of me with this build in Aspires 13. So, it's really good. You're going to see the damage output, and I'm going to show you some really hilarious highlights as well, because this dungeon kind of goes south, and I get a little angry, and we're going to watch that together because it's funny. But let's start it with the build. Here's the combination you need to do. You need to be Venthyr, and you need to get Skybreakers. And then the talent combination you're running is nothing new. You're running the same fire setup that you would if you're running Primal Lava Actuators. So the talent setup doesn't change. What's changing is the fact that we have Chain Harvest now, and we have Skybreakers. The only thing you need to know about Skybreakers is that Flame Shock has 50% crit now. Okay? That's all you need to know. And there's the talent build. Now, what does that 50% crit do for us? Well, because we have the second legendary effect, this is really where the build comes together. Chain Harvest adds 5 Flame Shocks to nearby enemies. That's actually kind of neither here nor there, because our Lava Lash spreads Flame Shocks as well. It's a nice quality of life thing, but it doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is this. Flame Shock critical strikes reduce the cooldown of Chain Harvest by 1 second. That is where Skybreakers is kicking in for us. My base crit is 16% here, so my Flame Shocks have 66% critical strike chance. Every time they crit, they reduce the cooldown of Chain Harvest by 1 second. Every individual Flame Shock, if I have 6 Flame Shocks out and they're all critting, I'm getting 6 seconds off my Chain Harvest every time they crit. Do you see that? Do you understand how that works now? So Chain Harvest goes from a 1.5 minute cooldown down to a realistically between a 20 and a 30 second cooldown. On big AoE packs, it ends up being on like a 20 second cooldown, sometimes less, if I can get all 6 Flame Shocks out. So this is how this build works. It's very much a different build from what we've been running. The playstyle is the same. You want to start out with a Flame Shock, and then you want to spread it with Lava Lash, and then if you get a Hot Hand proc, you want to do the Lashing Flames tab targeting business. You want to detonate all your Flame Shocks with Fire Nova. On top of that now, you're getting Chain Harvest. You want to cast Chain Harvest when you get 5 stacks of Maelstrom weapons so that it gets a bonus in damage. And then your Flame Shocks will work to reduce the cooldown of Chain Harvest so that every single pack you have Chain Harvest back. All the time. Sometimes on big AoE packs like you're going to see in the VOD, we'll get Chain Harvest back for a 3rd time. We'll cast it once, we'll cast it twice. Just as the pack is dying, we get it back off cooldown. We could have cast it a 3rd time. That happens multiple times in the dungeon. So that is the build. The Conduits, I actually ran Wasteland Propriety, which is an interesting idea. This gives you 6% verse for 14 seconds when you cast Chain Harvest. And again, if the cooldown of Chain Harvest is like 20 to 25 seconds, then that means Wasteland Propriety will be up for almost all of the dungeon if you're continuously casting Chain Harvest. In my experience so far, it doesn't always work out that perfectly, and it's a very legitimate thing. You could easily pivot into a third potency conduit and then take Lavish Harvest or even Chilled to the Core. I think that this is a very legitimate thing that you could do, because Wasteland Propriety is good, but you are dropping a potency conduit for it. So something like Lavish Harvest might be a good put in there, or something like Chilled to the Core. I actually think Chilled to the Core might be better. For giving Chain Harvest a 14% crit chance is actually very good, because it hits like a bus. So that's the build, though. You need to take Magma Fist, you need to take Focus Lightning, then you need to choose between, are we going this way or are we going this way? Do you want Wasteland Propriety? Do I want a third potency slot? You got to figure that out on your own. I chose to go Theatar. That's why I went Theatar. You could go Nadia for the haste buff. It's up to you. I really like the T. Right now I've got 3% agility, which is bonkers. That's really, really good. So I kind of like Theatar's T here. So anyway, that's the build. Let's jump into the VOD. Let me run over here and get to the video review. Now, let me get my notes. I'm going to try to go as quick as I can, because I have a lot of notes that I want to get through. But let's just look at the opening pack. It's on 103. It's right here. Let's look at this opening pack here. So our damage is pretty good. Here's what this build does really well. It does AoE very, very, very well. Okay? We're already doing almost 15, 18k on the opener here. You can see the damage that you're going to get. I get almost killed here.
It's all good. We knew that was going to happen.
The disclaimer here for this entire dungeon is that this group, the tank and the healer in particular, were not very good. And you're going to see why later. But the warrior's popping off. He's doing his Spirit Bastion combo, which is really good. We're keeping up there, though. We're almost at 20k just with this build. All your damage comes from Flame Shock. It's all Flame Shocks, guys. The ticks of the Flame Shocks critting over and over again do so much extra damage.
Better that is than the...
So that's that little opening pull. Let's go to 106.15. Let me show you a big AoE damage that we did here. We pop off here. We end up doing about 20k.
Bladestorm, we did the same damage as him.
We end up doing like 20k on this pack right here. So watch this.
There we go. Big damage. Oh.
I pull aggro once again, of course. These are the Drain Fluke guys. We're doing 18k, 23k, 22k, 21.
20k, guys.
Yeah.
20k right now.
It's just really good. And once again, my Fire Nova back. You just keep spreading Flame Shocks around with Lava Lash, right? You get a Hot Hand proc, you're going to spread those Flame Shocks around, of course. I end up dying because we didn't get Drain Fluids, but you can see the potential of this combo here. You start out with a Flame Shock, you spread it with Lava Lash, you detonate with Fire Nova, build up those stacks of Maelstrom up, and cast your Chain Harvest. Chain Harvest does a ton of damage and then refreshes a bunch of your Flame Shocks, so now they're continuously ticking. They have 50% more crit, guys. They just do a lot of damage. It's actually just a lot of damage. We're heavily invested in Mastery, so any fire damage is very good for us, right? We're really boosting the fire damage there. Let me show you an instance where the off-healing from Chain Harvest is really strong. So watch everybody's health here. I want you to see everybody's health. It's going to dip pretty low. My Chain Harvest is coming off cooldown. People get slammed by the Automa there. My Chain Harvest is back. Watch this. Everybody's like, look at everybody's health here. Watch it.
Big heal, big heal.
Boom! Everybody's back to full. We just, like, look at our healing right now. We're doing 4.4k.
The healing is insane, of course.
That was nuts. That was really good healing. So the other cool thing about the legendary effect, let me just show you really quickly in the gameplay again, is that when your Chain Harvest goes out, if it hits 5 allies, it puts Riptides on each of them. So not only does it do a huge upfront heal, it also puts a Riptide on all of them, and that is really the best part about it. That's not the best part, but it gives you that extra oomph of healing. Very, very strong. So
it's absolutely
okay.
ridiculous.
Let's skip ahead. We got the boss fight coming up right here. Here's Blightborne. This is a great fight for us. A great fight for Venthyr Skybreakers, because first of all, you start with a bunch of adds, so you get to do you get your Flame Shock spreading, which are reducing the cooldown of Chain Harvest, right? Anytime you can do that, that's good. Then the Automa's out, and he's got a Flame Shock on him, so you watch our Chain Harvest cooldown. It's just flying down. We did pick the Automa as well, so we're going to get the cooldown back like right away here.
Oh my God, what are you doing over here?
This was the beginning of the end for me. The tank starts to just be very strange. Here comes the cooldown reduction on Chain Harvest. It's zipping down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please, sir.
Then I'm waiting for Maelstrom weapon stacks, right? There, I got it. I cast Chain Harvest. And look at the cooldown of it go down. I'll show you a clip later that really shows the cooldown of it going down like crazy. But this is a good fight for us. We end up doing 12, 13k,
Move
but
further.
10k overall. I get Chain Harvest back again at the end of the fight. That's
So
how much it
confused.
comes back. So we did about
Just move
10.3k.
A little bit further.
The tank was just sort of sitting on the edge of the green puddles where like you get silenced, and I was
So
like,
that melee can actually
just
get the boss.
like the melee can't hit the boss. It's kind of
Come on.
frustrating. So
I gotta stand on the edge of this green
this
stuff.
was sort of the beginning of the end. I
don't
didn't
like
know
the
it.
green stuff,
I didn't
okay?
know it yet, but this was the beginning of
Okay.
the end.
Okay. Okay.
This
The
is.
Kyrian buffs in this one are like so huge.
We're just gonna skip this. This is fine. We're gonna go to 112.50. So we try and do. We try and do the skip here. We try to skip this pack, and then
I assume we're skipping.
the hunter just kind of messes this up. This is pretty funny. So
They're gonna pull.
I'm just gonna give you a little hint here.
Oh, good thing the
If you
warrior
don't have an
can
invis pot,
everybody else
that's
can do it.
okay. Somebody else will.
Where's Horcrux?
If you're gonna pull here,
he's gotta be
just
pulling.
pull
Yeah,
and die on
there
the
it is.
stairs right away.
It's okay, just die.
He doesn't. The hunter goes over here. He turtles. The healer knows what to do. He dies. The hunter tried to like invis. Now he's turtling. Look at him. You just need to die. You're just wasting time, and you wasted turtle. Just die, and we'll res you. There's nothing complicated about this. So, just it's a little hint for you guys. If you don't have an invis pot, it's okay. Just tell your team,
I
I'm
hate
gonna
hunters,
die on the
man.
stairs, and
If
we're
you're
gonna
a
do it.
hunter, I automatically don't like you.
Hunters do this
guy like-
all the time. I don't know why hunters feel the need to do this. They try to invis. They try to do their like feign death. They try to turtle. Like just friggin' kill yourself on the stairs, and I'll res you, and we'll all go along, and it'll be very, very quick. It's just like I just stop doing this kind of stuff. It drives me bonkers. So okay, 115. Yep. Here's really good AOE. Watch this.
A clip channel where I just get in here and it's just
Okay, here.
all ugly.
Here is the here's a really good pull for us. This is great. Big AoE. We don't have Chain Harvest up right away, but we'll get it. Big Fire Nova here, so we're already doing 15k just from that little opening combo. Trying to spread my Flame Shocks around. Very important. You must maximize your Flame Shock spread because that's where all your damage comes from. There's Fire Nova again. We're doing 22k. We haven't even pressed Chain Harvest yet. Here it comes. 25k. Look at the damage.
Look at that damage, baby. We almost got to the war.
That's what you can do. It's
Warrior
really
team.
strong.
We're just as good as this warrior, and he's got
It's-
his 2 set already.
It's really, really strong. Okay.
We don't even have that yet.
117, just up ahead. The this pack here. So this pack, you're trying to kill the middle guy because then he'll kill all of his skeleton buddies. We get 3 Chain Harvests off, I think, in this fight. So watch the Chain Harvest cooldown. We're gonna press it now. Here's number 1. Look at the cooldown of it. Look at it go down. 109, 106, 105, 57, 55, 54, 53, 52, 48, 47, 44. You can see the speed of the Chain Harvest cooldown just fly because of all the Flame Shock crits. 19, 18, 17, 13,
We're
10.
just kind of funneling.
Here we
Best
go.
we can.
Chain Harvest number 2.
Look at they got chain harvest back. 2 in
Okay.
1 pull there.
109,
That was
108, 103, 60, 55, 53.
Huge damage.
Look at the cooldown. It's crazy, right? It's really
was huge.
fast. So we almost got a third one back.
Huge. Huge.
Really, really great. And we'll get it back because we got the Automa buff, but that's what I'm talking about. And the damage was also fine. So that's kind of how this build really functions, is you get all those Flame Shocks out as quickly as you can, and it will burn the cooldown off of your Chain Harvest, which is really, really good. Okay. Boss fight. Amarth, 1840. 118. Here's the boss fight here. This is also another good boss fight for us
The
because
morons have arrived.
it has a bunch of AoE, and obviously every fight starts with
Rejoice.
AoE. You can see that it's very important that you wait till the relics kind of get close to whatever boss you're on. Start with your Flame Shock on the boss, wait till the relics get close, then hit Lava Lash so you can spread those extra Flame Shocks. You need them down. You need the Flame Shocks because they reduce the cooldown of Chain Harvest. That's what this build does. And there's lots to add, so I'm trying to spread even more Flame Shocks so we can get more cooldown reduction. Fire Nova, I'm doing 17k on a boss fight. There's lots of AoE here, but
Okay, I'll stun. Is he healing? Is he healing at all? Is he gonna
look at our health. Watch the full heal coming from Chain Harvest here.
heal me?
Here it comes. Here
This
comes
is
the heal.
insane.
Boom. Right
Do
there.
some healing, dude.
I'm 1k behind the healer.
I'm only 1k behind you as a DPS player. Please heal me.
I don't know what was going on with the healer in the tank. You're
Oh
gonna
my
see.
God, I'm gonna fucking
I
take this guy's
absolutely
head off.
lose my
Do
mind.
your job, brother.
It gets worse. It gets so much worse, and it's really funny. So get ready for
Praise
that.
fictional man in the sky.
We're doing 15k on a boss fight, which is really great.
It's triggering.
Again, one thing you can do is funnel all your hot hand damage into this boss, because really you should
Oh,
only
man.
spend your AoE, Chain Harvest and Fire Nova. Just spend those on the ads and then funnel all your Lava Lashes into the boss.
Is it ever? You know what's triggering for me? Idiots in here doing idiot things. That's what's triggering. Bunch of idiots.
I was getting pretty triggered.
Hey, we did 15k there. That was pretty insane.
Yeah, there you go. Look at Flame Shock and Chain Harvest. There's your damage right there.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Okay, so
You know?
this is a real disaster
your
moment
camera.
here. I'm just going to let it play
What are
out.
you doing? Going backwards. What is this for?
He wants
There's
percentage,
no reason to do this.
but I don't
I'm
think...
gonna die. There it
Actually,
is.
we
Yep.
did need it, so I was wrong here.
Yep, it's happening.
But, yeah, watch this.
I'm still getting autoed. I'm still getting autoed. What is he doing? Now I'm getting autoed by this guy. Holy mother of God. What is he doing? I'm just trying to kick stuff.
This was really rough.
Jobs, man.
It gets so much worse.
What is happening?
And he's just
Oh
running
my
away.
word. Tank's gonna die. That's what's happening. Look, he's running away.
This is the bad part. I'm just going to let it
Oh,
play.
it's coming.
Here we go.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Oh my God. Oh no. I'm getting hit. I'm gonna die, right? Yeah, that's happening. Yep.
So, okay, there was a two-part problem there. I got autoed by the big guy, and then I stood in the cleave. I should not have stood in the cleave. That is my fault, but he did auto me right before that, so...
The tank count is 0 because this guy's an idiot. Like, I can't sit there for 10 seconds waiting for you to grab all the aggro. Go get the goddamn aggro. Go get him. Go get him, dude. I got shit to do.
I love that. I actually clipped that and put it in the Discord channel. If you want to go check that out, it's really funny. Okay, it gets worse.
Oh my
It gets
God.
worse. I got shit to do, man. Okay.
Get good. It's get good, Matt. G-I-T. Get your fucking insults good.
Okay, ready? Watch this.
I can't wait for this room. This room's gonna be an absolute disaster. I
Yeah.
can't wait for this.
Oh, it is.
I heard dumb. Now, that just sounds cool. See, I'm getting autoed again. I'm getting autoed right now. Is everybody seeing this? No, I'm just dead. What the fuck is happening? What is happening?
I was just done at this point.
Holy shit, dude. What is happening right now? I hit him once. I hit him with Lava Lash once. And he just starts killing me. It's fine, guys. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Clearly.
Clearly.
Never been better.
Clearly I'm fine.
Okay, you pulled aggro. Hello? Can
Here
I
we
hit
go.
them?
Round 2.
Am I allowed to hit them? Can I do damage? I'm gonna wait. Can I do damage now? I don't. Do I have to full heal everybody?
Did you see that? Did you see that, guys? Watch the chain heal here.
Okay, you pulled aggro.
Okay, this is really funny, but watch the chain heal.
Hello? Can I hit them?
Chain
Am I allowed
harvest.
to
Chain
hit
harvest.
them? Can I do damage? I'm gonna wait.
3,
Can I do
2,
damage now?
1.
I
Watch.
do I have to full heal everybody? I guess I will.
Boom. Crazy healing there.
Oh man.
I'm
This-
just
This is.
I'm
this
just
is amazing.
unraveling. It's just
just
all
amazing.
it's going down.
This is how I want to do my dungeons. Rose, I need you to get in here and save me from these absolute baboons. Where is the tank going? Why is he running back and forth so many times? Can you just... You're not stopping the guy from putting his...
Yeah, you can't run anywhere here. You just have to mitigate the damage. Running around doesn't... Unless he's going to leap across the room.
Tenderize on you. So...
right. Okay. So then there, we pull a couple more. Let me skip ahead. The rest of it's funny too, but there's better moments. So let me go to I remember 123. Oh, it's coming up.
Oh my god, these guys are just—it's just bad. These guys are just really bad. Sorry.
Let me skip to here. Let me skip ahead to here. This is really, really cool. You ready for this? This pull is like my best pull in the whole dungeon. This is really cool. I think we get 3 chain harvests off here.
And do a real kite. It's not doing anything.
So get ready. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm dead.
First chain harvest.
This guy's autoing me.
Right here.
Yep, it's
Watch
over.
the health.
Chain
Boom!
harvest, everybody.
Look at my healing. I'm doing 5.8k,
Are we gonna
16k
live?
damage.
I don't have Rocky. This is over. Tank's gonna die. We'll put a slow totem down. We'll sundering. We're gonna heal ourselves because we don't actually have a healer. So, you know.
Second chain harvest. Ready?
Well, we got chain harvest again. Oh, look at that chain harvest though.
Huge. 5.9k healing. HPS 14.8.
Single-handedly, look at my healing. 5.6k. I'm right below the freaking healer. What is he doing over there? Does he think he's playing the game? I don't know what he thinks he's doing.
Chain harvest is back again.
We got a third chain harvest. That's amazing.
So that's what this build does. That's in a nutshell right there. You can see how much healing I did and how much damage we're still doing. You know, it would have been better if the tank was sort of more organized and not dragging the enemies all across the entire earth. But you can see what happens with this build. This is how it works. This is what's really good about it. It's really, really cool. So that's the power of this build. That's what makes it so incredible, is you have this incredibly strong AoE component and amazing off heals. You have passive damage with your flame shocks just ticking, getting 50% more crit. It's just really, really strong. So we do end up killing the next 2 bosses, but I'm not even going to show it. It doesn't matter. The damage overall, I'll skip to that point actually. I'm going to go to 139. Where's that? 139. Let's look at our damage overall. We do finish the dungeon, of course. This is it here. So we did 9.4k overall, not as much as other builds. I actually don't think this has as much damage. I also probably didn't play it perfectly, and if it requires like your team to also be really good, and we just sort of were. It was a tough go with the tank and the healer. But here's our damage breakdown right here. You can see that Flame Shock's doing 27% of our damage, Chain Harvest is at 12%, and then Lava Lash is there, and then Fire Nova. That's kind of your breakdown. So it's all fire stuff. Obviously, except for Chain Harvest is shadow damage, but you get so many. Let me see if I can get a count on how many Chain Harvests there were.
26, 27%. Almost 30% of our damage is Flame Shock.
I want to see if there we go. Okay, look at this. So we get 41 Chain Harvests over the course of the dungeon. So that's pretty cool. And it crit for 26k. I mean, it just hits like a bus. So it's a really good ability. It's really cool to see the damage breakdown. It's cool to see a very different playstyle. This build is essentially all about Chain Harvest. It is all about this button right here. And it's making sure that you get your Flame Shock out, spread your Flame Shock around, detonate it with Fire Nova. It's the same gameplay as the rest of the fire builds, but this time you're adding over top, you're adding this huge burst of damage from Chain Harvest. And on top of that, it'll add more Flame Shocks for you if you don't already have them out there. It'll Riptide all your allies. It'll help you to heal all your allies up, which is super cool. And there were so many moments in this dungeon in particular where we had clutch Chain Harvest heals, where it just full healed the whole group. Like, it was just really incredible to see that. So this is the build. I'll review it one more time. We do have Skybreakers. Why do we want Skybreakers? We get 50% crit on our Flame Shocks. We have the Clasp of Unity, which is giving us the legendary effect. What does that do? It mostly reduces the cooldown of Chain Harvest whenever our Flame Shocks crit. So there's direct synergy between these two legendaries. We're running as much Mastery as we can muster. I had Mastery food on and stuff like that. And then I was running Theatar for even more Mastery. He's going to drop the Shade to give you 550 Mastery. We have the Lava Lash Crit Conduit. We have Focus Lightning Conduit. And I went with Wasteland Propriety. I did not run this way. I went Wasteland Propriety just to see what it was like. And I think you could go either way. You could go for your third potency over here or Wasteland. It's completely up to you. Or run Nadia. Or run... You could run General Draven, I think, but probably between these two is the way to go. So that's the build, guys. That's what it is. That is Skybreakers Enhancement Shaman. It's not as good, I don't think, as other builds. You can see over here I did a dungeon as Necrolord PLA, and it was definitely better. But it's still good. It's still fun. I didn't play this perfectly. There's potential for this build to grow, and I think that it will be good. It will do well for you in a Mythic Plus dungeon. In particular, the off healing is enormous, and the passive ticking damage from Flame Shock is also enormous. So that's it, guys. That's the video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to drop a like, I would really appreciate it down below. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you doing with your life? Do you not want to get on here and watch me yell at strangers all day in World of Warcraft? I mean, come on, that's what you should be doing. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Make sure you check out the Twitch stream. I'm on every night, twitch.tv/ZukoVibes. And thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.